All right, I got like 8 minutes to do this, so I have a couple of things on my mind. So this might be a little controversial, but I don't care, okay? But just based on my beliefs. I do pro-truth, kind of like Christian Messianic videos. And I was wondering why that most preachers are not talking about this, okay? It was like last Thursday that the Pope Benedict, that devil, had approved gay marriages, or say that it's okay, and denunciated Leviticus 18 and 20. I would just like to say that as a follower of the one true God, that I vilify and I rebuke the Pope for doing that. Because yeah, that we have gays and lesbians and the LGBT, and I believe that they should not be mistreated. They should have their rights. They should be able to work, and they should not be bothered. But it's just that, morally wise, that marriage is not okay. You can't be married to. All right, there's no such thing as marriage. So I'm just against it. I'm sorry. So, but all the Pope is going to do is contradict himself by saying that. If he's a so-called man of God. Now, I know this is not the only immoral behavior. You have guys that have more than one woman, even somebody's wife. And technically, you can have as many women as you want, as long as it's not somebody's wife. But just because you can don't mean that you should. And other moral behavior, okay? Women that may have more than one man, okay? Strip clubs, pornography. All right, now I just think that the adult life has been created for a reason. Yeah, I know that. Married couples or whatever that may step out on their spouses, yeah, I know that. But I just think that this is where they just draw the line as far as in marriages, okay, in the gay community and all that. You can't be married, and you cannot be a Christian and be married to somebody of the same sex. And that's just my take on it. I'm sorry. If anybody lose me on this, or I may lose people on this, I'm sorry. I've lost a few friends of mine on Facebook on this. I'm sorry. So, and not only that, but in that so-called papal authority, okay, those bishops, popes or whatever are pedophiles, and they're into sex trafficking anyway, okay? They're into that stuff anyway. So, for them to not to condone Leviticus 18 and 20, which basically says that thou should not lay with another man, if he's a man, or another woman is if she's a woman, or you could be put to death. Well, back in those days, they took that stuff a lot seriously, but now it's like morally, spiritually, mentally now, okay? But they took those vows very, very seriously, okay? So, in fact, in those days, if I were to marry a woman and she was supposed to be a virgin, and I found out her hymen was broken, I could put her to death. But then again, if I have more than one woman, if guys have more than one woman, that person is considered your wife. So if a man would indulge with that woman and then they don't marry her, then they could serve or suffer for like a significant fine. But back to what I was saying about the Pope, and I don't see a lot of preachers standing up against this at all for some reason. Well, that's because that these churches are tied in with the papal authority, okay, through the taxes and so forth. I can let you look that up myself. So being that such, you cannot talk about certain things like politics or like the subject that we're talking about, okay? Unfortunately, that's such. I've only heard a couple of preachers talking about that because they're probably not tied in with what they call 501c3. So, but any true man of God, if you're listening to this, or Christian, okay, or followers, either leaders or followers of the flock, quote unquote, okay, should be speaking out on this. So I'm speaking out on this right now. And if somebody would do like moral behavior, now I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do, okay, of a lesser sort, okay, because all moral crime is not the same, okay, after what I just said about Leviticus 18:20. If a man were to have more than one woman, or if he was to check out a little bit, scan the models on the internet or whatever as a man of God, then they can't be in a position to correct anybody else, okay, that may do a moral crime of a lesser offense. How can they? If they condone that type of behavior of what I said about, gays and lesbian marriage. You can't. So that's just my take on it. And I'm going to knock out these rods and head on home. So if you like this, feel free to subscribe. All right, peace and blessings.